Finally, we got a prediction right.
Glorious. No, I won't give in till I'm victorious.
Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and today we are back for another brand new video. Today's video, as you can tell by the title and the way that Rangers performed, we are here to talk about an absolute spanking. But before we go any further on with today's video, if you are new around here or if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. It's down there, it's free, it doesn't cost you anything, it just helps us, the nation, well and truly on our way towards 55k, son. And yes, I do have a tremendous amount of energy for this time of night, but can you blame me after watching that? But beyond the scoreline and all the jokes and stuff like that, one of the things from the prediction video that we spoke about was the way that Rangers were going to approach this game. They weren't going to turn up and it just be a dead rubber, slow walking football because the tie was done. Nah. We hoped that we would see players hungry and fighting for their shirt and their place in the Rangers team, and I'm quite happy to say after that 94 minutes of football, I've seen a bunch of players dying to play for Rangers this year. And we got the perfect start in the 3rd minute. Joe Aribo opened up his scoring with his first European goal and his first European home game. Shout out to Lee Bowyer, by the way, again saying this was a step backwards. The man's already scoring in European football. And the finish itself was pretty damn impressive as well. It was a wonderful pass into him by Greg Docherty, who we're going to speak about in a lot in today's video because I'm just so impressed by the guy. I thought he was honestly fantastic. But it was a great pass into him and Joe Aribo hits it. I think it goes underneath the defender's leg and it buries it past the goalkeeper as well. And for the next 10 minutes, I am not joking when I say this, we probably should have scored another 4 goals. I'm not even kidding. In the next 10 minutes there was chance. Unfortunately, this sometimes happens in football where it just doesn't quite click and you just didn't get that little bit of a luck. I mean, Greg Stewart went very close of scoring a header after a wonderful set-piece delivery from Andy Halliday. Then you had Jake Hastie. Oh, Jakey boy's in for a tough time in training, isn't he? First of all, we've got Alfredo Morelos on the right-hand side, completely free, in on the goalkeeper. Hastie ignores him, runs into trouble and loses it. And the next time the ball went out, you could see Morelos go straight to Jake Hastie, just make a beeline towards him and kind of toll him off. And then it just gets worse for Hastie because a couple of minutes later, Morelos does wonderful work down the left-hand side, showing his pace and strength to get into the byline, whips it right back to Jake Hastie for pretty much a tap-in. Hastie takes it with his left foot and drags it wide, and I swear, the way that Morelos looked at him, I'm fully expecting an injury to be announced Monday afternoon. Then after that, the kind of game just quietened down just a little bit. I mean, Rangers were always in control. St Joseph never posed any type of threat, but we got the second goal of the game in the 45th minute from Alfredo Morelos with a wonderful corner. It was kind of low driven into Goldson. He backheel flicks it to the back post, and Alfredo Morelos is there. He's brave. He dives in and he smashes it into the back of the net. And by the time half-time comes, you're kind of sitting back. You're very comfortable. It's a controlled performance from Rangers. If anything, you're just slightly disappointed you didn't take more of your chances in the first half. Reflecting back on the players, I thought Greg Docherty, Joe Aribo was unbelievably strolling the game. I thought Andy Halliday was, every time the game got in a little bit of a lull, he nailed someone and just got the crowd back in it and got the players riled up as well. I thought every couple of minutes he just was either getting involved offensively or smashing into someone defensively, and that was just waking everyone up. I thought he played a very important part of today's performance just to keep us ticking along, because we could have easily just sat back a little bit after 2 or 3 goals, but as you can see, for Halliday throughout the entire game was willing us forward every single time. So diving into the 3rd goal of the game, and guess what? It comes from a penalty kick. That's right, the first one in of the season is the first European home game. That will hurt the Moon Howlers. Now, because Tavernier wasn't on the field, Alfredo Morelos had to step up, and boy did he absolutely smash the ball into the back of the net. And the way that he hit it, it was so vicious. The only way I could sort of process it in my own mind is if he was stepping up to that penalty, envisioning Jake Hastie's face as the ball, and just smashed it into the back of the net. And it's also worth pointing out, by the way, the man who won the penalty kick was Greg Docherty. So that's kind of, in some way, 2 assists for the Dot. Now, the next part was by far my favourite part in the entire game. I genuinely loved this moment. Alfredo Morelos is out on the right hand side, the camera's on his face, you see him turning around and you can see that Jermaine Defoe is about to come on, so he runs full force into the box, right? Rangers are coming up at that point. It goes out to the right hand side. Greg Stewart with wonderful skill and ability whips a delicious ball in to Alfredo Morelos, and Morelos back heel flicks it exactly like what he did versus Hearts last season and smashes it in the net for his hat-trick. And he takes his celebrations, he celebrates the hat-trick and then just trots over very casually and gets subbed off for Jermaine Defoe. I just loved the fact that he knew he was going to be subbed off, so if he was going to get his hat-trick, it would have to be then. And because it was his last chance, he still had the balls to do the back heel flick. Alfredo Morelos is just brilliant. And after the fourth goal, we made a couple of changes and St Joseph had their one and only chance in the entire game. Now, it came from a set piece at the corner, floated over Connor Goldson head, it dropped to the guy at the back post, it hit it. Halliday, fantastic block. The St Joseph player then hits it again, and Andy Halliday is there to step up once again. 2 goal line clearances from Andy frickin' Halliday. And if you followed my prediction video, you know how important those 2 blocks were, because Steven Gerrard has talked up the importance of getting a clean sheet in this game of football. That was a challenge to the players, and Andy Halliday stepped up when the team needed him and made sure the clean sheet stayed where it was. Now, around about the 60th minute, you're thinking to yourself, you're 4-0 up, you're already qualified, people have shown up when given the opportunity and given Steven Gerrard a headache, so you might just take the foot off the gas a little bit and just add a wee bit of game management. Well, nah. This is Steven Gerrard's Rangers team, and if you've followed Steven Gerrard, or if you've followed his channel for the entire time Gerrard has been here, we have continually spoke about Gerrard's need for Rangers to be absolutely ruthless, especially at home. Well, that's what we saw, because Rangers continue to press, and they got their 5th goal of the game, and it came from Jermaine frickin' Defoe. That's right, you bring on Jermaine Defoe after one of your other strikers had a hat-trick. That is some quality and depth. Now, I really enjoyed this goal because not only was it a delicious finish from Jermaine Defoe, just pure instincts, like the clinical finisher that he is. It was a tough finish as well, but I like the fact that Matty P was involved and he got an assist, because I tweeted out earlier on in the game how different we were playing because Tab wasn't there to be the constant focal point for us, constantly running down that right hand side. We had Matty P, who's a wee bit more defensive and he likes to turn back and he likes to keep possession, and again, he's not always just bombing forward, but when he did get forward, bar that one terrible cross in the first half, I thought his crosses were pretty damn impressive, and it's a fantastic cross and a wonderful taking goal once again by Jermaine Defoe. Fantastic. Rangers were up to 5. And I'm thinking to myself, surely no again is my prediction going to be off by 1 goal. Every single prediction so far this season, 1 goal off. I'm sitting back. I even tweet out, I'm like, I literally tweet this out and I'm like, come on Rangers, just give me 1 goal. Well, 17 seconds later, the ball gets put into Greg Stewart. He does a wonderful back heel flick beyond the defenders. They didn't even care what's happening. They didn't even see the ball. The only person that does, Jermaine Defoe, with a perfectly timed run in behind the defence. And again, a fantastic clinical finish for his 2nd goal of the game and the 6th overall. Now, as you can tell, I'm absolutely buzzing with the result, and I'm sure there's people going to be jumping on here saying, it's St Joseph, what you all excited about, blah blah blah. You can only beat what's in front of you, and again, I've seen this go wrong before against part-timers and stuff like that, so the difference in what we are now is worth celebrating, in my personal opinion. Now, that was the goals and a couple of chances broken down. Again, I'm not going to be able to break down every single chance because this video would be far too long and I didn't want to take up all your day, but there is a couple of players that I need to speak about because I think there was about 6 or 7 man of the matches in this game, and I'm not even kidding. And the first player we're going to speak about, for me, he was the man of the match for every single minute he was on the park. Everything we needed him to do, whether it was get back and defend, intercept, go forward, hit that pass into the strikers, Greg Docherty was there every single time. And one other thing we'll say about Greg Docherty, he was nailed 4 or 5 times throughout that entire game, and I mean some dirty heavy challenges, but did you see him react? Did you see him shy away? No, straight back up on his feet, wanting the ball today. Mere damage. Fantastic performance for Greg Docherty, and again, he was my man of the match for every single moment he was on the park. The next player is going to be Andy Halliday. Now, I know we've spoken about him just a little bit, but I think the perfect sort of summarisation on you need for Andy Halliday, it's the 88th minute, 6-0. He's running in at the back post and absolutely murdering their centre-back trying to score a goal. 100% commitment, 100% leadership from Andy Halliday, and again, it was a fantastic performance. It wasn't just effort for effort's sake. Nah, there was true quality in there. His set piece delivery was on point again, and once again, the Halliday revolution under Gerrard just continues. The next player is going to be Greg Stewart, because I thought Greg Stewart, again, he didn't come here with much fanfare, let's be 100% honest with you. I mean, I said in the video announcing him he could be one of the surprises of the season, and I was slaughtered quite badly in the comment section, but you see what Greg Stewart is with a team that plays football. On the ground, he's skillful, his first touch is absolutely immaculate, and he's brave enough to get beyond people, and as you saw in that game of football and every minute he's played so far, he's comfortable in either side. Whether that's right foot or left foot, he's willing to make things happen. And again, he's a completely different player with Rangers than he was at Aberdeen, who just played lump ball, football. You give it to his feet and you let him beat someone, you're seeing how good Greg Stewart actually is. His confidence is absolutely sky high. And again, that's 2 assists in this performance for Stewarty. Now, the next player I don't think I've even mentioned, but Joe Aribo, once again, absolutely outstanding. Yes, he scored the goal, but for me, it was just every time the ball went anywhere near him, he's up, he's winning it, he's moving it along. He's up, he's winning it, he's moving it along. You never see him slide, you never see him out of position. Wherever you need him to be, he is there. Faultless. And last but not least, we need to leave it with the official man of the match, and it was Mr. Hat Trick Hero, Alfredo Morelos. And he reached 50 goals for the Glasgow Rangers already. Now, pop quiz for anyone still watching towards the end of the video. Who is the quickest Rangers player to reach 50 goals for the clubs? Let me know your guesses down there in the comment section below. Now, this is the part where we jump over to Twitter and hear from the people. But again, if you're watching today's video, let me know your thoughts and opinions about that performance. Who performed well, who stood up, and who won the shirt in your personal opinion. Now, we fired up the man of the match poll, and the 3 that I picked was Andy Halliday, Greg Stewart and Alfredo Morelos. Again, I took Docker out there just because he got subbed off pretty early, and I put Greg Stewart in there over the top of him because he played the entire game. And if I'm honest, I just kind of want to give Greg Stewart a wee bit of love because that performance deserved it, in my opinion. Anyway, there's 26 minutes remaining, but there's 1,377 votes. That's pretty damn spicy, nation. That's pretty damn spicy. Now, Greg Stewart, of course, only gets 6% of the votes. Come on! Give him some love. That was a brilliant performance. 8% votes for Other, 21% votes for Andy Halliday, but 64% of the people votes for Alfredo frickin' Morelos. Now, let's see what the people's had to say. Sevev Ojo. Brilliant. Fantastic. He writes in, Aribo was class, but has to be this little psycho, aka Alfredo Morelos. Ross Watson. If Morelos never got a hat-trick, it would have been Halliday all day long. I love that man. Jordan says, Docherty for me, to be honest, he played a blinder. Yes, he did, mate. Yes, he did. Stevie Brown writes in, Morelos has to get it for his overall work and goals, but I thought Docherty had a brilliant game. Josh Kennedy says, comfortable as always, cool in the final third, and a scent of 55. I smell it. Mark writes in, wee Doc was quality, and the last one we read out, we'll go right to the very bottom, and it comes from Stephen Quinn. He writes in, Halliday was all over the pitch for us and deserved the goal. A good performance from the entire team as well. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You've heard from the people, you've heard from myself. If you haven't done so already, you know what to do by now. Before we wrap up, shout out to the absolute legends on the Patreon's account if you'd like to help support the channel. As always, the links for that is down there in the description below. I've been CJ Over92. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.